welcome to Econ Class with Roshna. I hope you all are doing well. Today, I'm going to discuss a very important topic in economics, the ISLM model. This topic is included in both undergraduate and postgraduate economics courses. We will go through this basic concepts step by step. First, we have to know the ISLM model was developed by John Hicks in 1937 as a graphical interpretation of John Maynard Keynes in his book General Theory. Later, the model was extended by Alvin Hansen and it is sometimes referred to as the Hicks-Hansen model. Hicks developed this model to illustrate the relationship between the goods market, which shows IS curve equilibrium point, and the money market or the product market, which shows the equilibrium point of LM curve. Now, the IS curve, investment saving curve, shows combination of interest rates and levels of income at which the goods market is in equilibrium, that is, where total spending, that is, aggregate demand, equals total output, aggregate supply. Mathematically, we know that income equals to consumption plus investment plus government plus export minus an import. So, first we know that there is the inverse relationship between the investment and saving. Why? Because rate of interest, when for investment, investors if some investors wants to invest in some other words, they have to take a loan from the bank. So bank in return they take interest rate from investors. So when rate of interest decreases, investment increases. Investment increases, it means income also increases. At the same time, savings also increases. This can be shown graphically by IS curve. This is our graph graphically. Our investment is downward sloping and saving is upward sloping from the 44-degree line. So this is saving and this is investment line, in which it shows there is an equilibrium. This equilibrium point shows goods market equilibrium. We have understand that why investment is downward sloping, why saving is upward sloping, because there is the inverse relationship between the investment and saving. So rate of interest decreases, investment increases, and at the same time, income also increases and saving also increases. So saving is upward sloping and investment is downward sloping. There is a goods market equilibrium point in between investment and saving. The goods market is in equilibrium when investment equals saving, that is I equals to S, because total output, that's our income produced in the economy, is exactly equal to the total planned spending on goods and services. So when Y income equals to consumption plus investment, or income equals to consumption plus saving. So C plus I equals to C plus as consumption cost from the both sides, and it later comes in investment equals to saving. That's why there is the equilibrium point of investment and saving is known as goods market equilibrium. Here in LM curve, L stands for liquidity preference, demand for money, M stands for money supply. The LM curve represents combination of interest rates and income levels where the money market is in equilibrium, meaning the demand for money equals the supply of money. There will be no excess demand or there will be no excess supply for this money. And we can see here by graphically, In LM curve, L represents liquidity preferences and M is our money supply. Here, our in overall ISLM model, our LM curve slopes upward. This like LM curve. Why LM curve slopes upward means it slopes upward because higher income levels increases the demand for money, which necessitates higher interest rates to bring the money market back into equilibrium, assuming that the money supply is fixed. It is very important to be marked. This is uh, this is money supply, and this is our money supply, and this is demand for money. That's why here we can assume that money supply is fixed. Our money supply is fixed in this case, and money demand for money is downward sloping. Next, money market equilibrium. The LM curve represents points where money demand equals to money supply. There is an equilibrium called money market equilibrium in this case. So, money on depends on two factors, that is income. First one is income. When there is increase in income, higher income, there will be more transactions and higher demand for money. In opposite interest rate, higher interest rate, people prefer to hold less money and more bonds in their hands. So liquidity preference is functional to income and rate of interest, where liquidity preference increases when income increases. When liquidity preference decreases when rate of interest increases. Suppose incomes rises, people need more money for transactions, but the money supply is fixed, which is given by the central bank. Therefore, to keep equilibrium, the interest rate must rise. Higher interest rate discourages people from holding excess money and restores money market. At last, we can combine both IS and LM curve to find the equilibrium of the ISLM model or ISLM curve. We can see in this figure, in the horizontal OX axis, we measure national income, and in vertical axis, we measure rate of interest. We can see here when the income is Y2 amount of income, then that time the rate of interest is R2. So this equilibrium point IS and LM, this we can find here, it is the equilibrium point of ISLM model. So the IS and LM curves combined the joint determination of the interest rate and the income level. These both are important. Income and the rate of interest are determined together at the point of intersection. This is intersection point of these two curves, IS and LM. At this point, income and the rate of interest stand in relation to each other such that here we focus on IS, the goods market. We have already learned that investment and saving gives us goods market equilibrium is in the equilibrium, that is the aggregate demand equals the level of aggregate output, and in second case of LM, the demand for money. We have already learned that LM gives the equilibrium point when the money demand equals to money supply. So the demand for money is in equilibrium with the supply of money. That's it for today. In the next video, we will talk about the how fiscal and monetary policies work through the ISLM model. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.